Today I'm going to remove some broken header studs from the D16. I've been running the D16 for a long time and I've had a broken header stud. I need to fix that. Obviously I don't want any exhaust leaks from the header. It's just not good. And you know, and when I was putting the header on last time after I took it off to do some stuff, I actually broke another header stud. It's very common to do that when you're working on a car this old. You know, these studs, they get weak over time because they heat up and cool down a million times. So I found a good option to remove them. I already did one actually, and I'll show you guys right now. I only use vice grips to do this. I chose not to go that route because I feel like it would be difficult. And so I bought this tool. It is a bolt and stud extractor. You can see here has those teeth in it, and you can, you know, turn this knob and tighten down on the stud, which is what I did with this one, and it came out like butter. Having good tools is always half the battle. So I have one more stud to pull out that's broken, and here we go. Alright, so you go ahead and attach the tool to grip onto the stud, the broken stud, and then you're just going to need to tighten it down as hard as you can or it'll slip off. So that's what I'm doing right now with the vice grips and that wrench, adjustable wrench thing I'm using. Just tightening the tool down to the stud, and then all you need to do is get your 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch socket after you get everything tightened down, and then you can put your socket onto the tool itself like I'm doing right now, and you just turn the stud out. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I put the tool in my table vise here just to undo it and get the stud out, the broken stud. And I'll go ahead and show you here the broken studs that came out of the block. And now I'm just putting everything back together. So I put a new exhaust gasket on and then just slide my header back onto the studs. And I'm replacing the broken studs with these bolts that I bought that are specifically made for this application. You can just thread them into the stud holes. You don't need new studs and nuts, which I think is actually a better solution. So I was really happy with this, and it came out really well. I didn't do all of them because I'm just lazy and it's not necessary. All the studs are okay, so I just replaced the 2 that were broken, and I'm good to go. Gonna check the timing on my Civic. Got a timing light. Wanted to do this before the track day because I've been curious for a while to see, you know, what the timing is on the car. I think it's a little off. Not really sure, I'm just guessing, but it's been a while since it's been timed and just want to check it. So it seems like an easy process. So we're gonna do that now for the track day. So you want to undo the bolts of the distributor, which is here. Go focus. Which is here. There's one down here, and then there's one right there. So you want to undo them just enough so that the distributor can move back and forth, and then you want to start the car with the paper clip in the service port. So this port is on the passenger side by the ECU. This is, you take the blue out and stick a paper clip into each end, and this is going to put it in service mode. To get the car warmed up to operating temperature, so we gotta do that. With the paper clip in the service port, it puts the car into a limp or service mode, and the check engine light needs to come on so you know that it is in this mode. Here I am going to attach my timing gun to the battery, and then I am attaching the other clip to the first cylinder so it can read the firing of the spark plug from that cylinder, and that is how it's going to know, you know, what time you're in. So you want to put that as close to the spark plug as possible, and then you want to either put your timing gun either to 0 or to the time that you want. For this specific model of Honda and a lot of D series, the timing that Honda recommends is 16 degrees plus or minus 2 degrees. So they calculate in some error. You can be as low as 14 or as high as 18 according to their specs. So this is what I'm looking at. It's an image of the block and one of the crank pulleys, and I'm using the timing light to look at the marking on the block here circled in yellow, and then the markings that you can see on the actual pulley. There's 3 markings, and then there's 1 single marking, and I am using the light to line up those markings in basically the gun sight that is marked on the block. So the 3 markings here, there's 16 degrees is the middle marking, the one on the back is 14, and the one on the front is 18. And then the marking singly by itself is, you know, whatever you set the gun to. So say you wanted to be really specific and have 17, then you would set your gun to 17 and get the mark in the sight on the block. I chose not to do it that way because it was really hard to line up that single line to the sight. So what I did is I set my gun to 0, and I tried to line up the sight between the 16 mark and the 18 mark to get my 17-ish degrees of timing to make it more advanced. Using the timing light, I can't really film what I'm seeing. It just messes with the camera, as you can see here and here. I am just going to undo the screws a little more, and I am adjusting the timing a little bit by moving the distributor backwards and forwards. I believe pushing the distributor forward towards the front of the car will advance the timing. So I'm doing that now, as you can see, kind of in a sped up motion. I am just adjusting and looking at the timing light through the timing sight on the block and trying to get it between 16 and 18. It's a little bit of a process. You need to be patient with this because it's really kind of difficult to see exactly where the lines, you know, line up, because everything's spinning pretty quickly, and on these engines anyway, the engine mount is in the way of really seeing it easily. So you just gotta be patient and take your time. I ended up with about 17 degrees of timing, which is 1 degree advanced. I decided to do that after researching, you know, setting your timing, because since the car is spending most of its life spinning very quickly at high RPMs, it's actually a good thing to do to be slightly advanced, because that actually gets you to gets the car to be more on top of the combustion system. So it actually ended up really well. The car ran really well at the track day, and I actually noticed that there's less of a gas smell while I'm driving because I'm obviously burning the correct amount of fuel. Okay guys, so obviously those 2 videos happened before the track day, so those mods definitely helped, especially the timing of the engine. The engine ran really well at the track day, and I definitely could tell because the car doesn't smell like gas anymore. So I'm definitely burning all the fuel that is supposed to be burned in combustion. So the timing really was something that helped the car a lot. And but this is the last video for me. For a little while, I have some mods in mind coming up, maybe a brake booster delete and some kind of
vent for my hood because the engine bay gets extremely hot, I noticed on track. And I mean, it didn't have any overheating issues, but the side of the engine where the intake is was very, very hot after my session. So I need to kind of remedy that so the engine can get cool air instead of burning hot air from the radiator. So I got to figure that stuff out. And but the car is still pretty well sorted, and just gonna do some minor changes, maybe get some more balance out of the car. And I think it's a little bit more front end biased. More than I would like, I think. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe. That really helps us out. 70% of people watching this video right now are not subscribed. So click that RM logo at the bottom of the window there and subscribe to our channel. If you want to buy some stickers, we have 2 designs available at refine-movement.com. And that's it for now. We are going back to Rob's videos next. We are going to be installing his brand new D16 Z6 engine into his EG. So I'm going to be going to help him out with that. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.